Hey guys, welcome back to the MX Garage. My name is Pierre and this is my racing lawnmower. I started this rebuild months ago and it might be time to drive it soon, since I'm only waiting for the brakes. They should arrive today or tomorrow. I have to board up a few things and then it's finally time for a test ride. Let's see if I can ride it. I hope so. If I do, it's gonna be in the snow because we have -5 degrees. The first thing I have to do, and probably one of the more important things I have to do, is make sure that my wheels don't fall off. I don't actually have decided how far in, how out the wheels should be. As you can see, they're like 2.5 centimeters in, but I might just figure out where the position is and actually finish the job here. So let's start with that, so I don't lose a wheel on the first test run. The reason why I didn't cut this pipe is because when I have it here and I turn all the way, I didn't want to hit the exhaust, which it does. What I could do is move it out a little, and then I have more steering angle. And something else you need to consider is that you don't want your wheels super far off the rotation point, because it puts more stress on this part, as well as it makes it harder to steer. Something else I probably should do is a stop to my steering so I can't overturn it. I want it to be adjustable, so what I will do is I took a bolt, took 2 nuts, and I will weld those nuts to the frame, something like this. This bolt will come in contact with this and thereby stop it. I can move it further in for a bigger steering angle and further out for a smaller steering angle. I can adjust it and I will have one on each side. So what I will do next is remove some paint on either side and then weld it on. See how that goes. And I will use my angle grinder with a disc I haven't used before. Supposedly they're really good to remove paint. So I will give it a try. I'm actually surprised. It smells a little funny, but it actually works perfectly. Like, it doesn't spark and it removes the paint super quick. With the other disc I usually had the problem that after a couple of uses on paint they would be glazed and then they wouldn't remove anything, but those actually seem really good. I'm surprised. After a little cleaning, looks like this. It's still quite warm, so I will wait with touching it. And to adjust it, we need to get the wheel on. And to get the wheel on, I found a spacer like this. This is actually a bronze bushing from one of my gearboxes which exploded, and it fits perfectly on the shaft. I'm gonna turn it like this. Here we go. And then I will put the wheel on. Like this. Then I put the spacer on, like this. And just to be extra secure, I'm still gonna use a bolt, and this time even with Loctite. The way I do it is just making a little line like this. And when you then turn it, then it will spread evenly inside. I lost some wheels in the past, so I like to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Both front and rear wheels, but let's not talk about those. So next up, I want to adjust the bump stop. So when it's all the way there, this wheel shouldn't touch the exhaust. That's the main reason why I do it, that the wheels don't end up touching the exhaust, because the exhaust is hot, wheels are rubber, it doesn't work out. So let me tighten it a little bit. When I have it on full lock, the other wheel is 5 millimeters roughly from the exhaust. I like that, so gonna mount the other wheel and adjust the other side. Spacer here, taking the wheel. That's perfect. This is how it looks now. Still missing some paint. Same on the other side. But it works. When I turn the wheel the entire way, it's not hitting here or there. And the same. There's a little bit of space here, no rubbing. A little bit more over there. And since the brake calipers arrived, you can guess it, we have to take off the rear again. Now that I got the rear end out, I will take the caliper out, give you a closer look at the new caliper compared to this caliper, figure out how the throttle should activate that caliper and how to mount it here. So one step at a time, let's take it off. And technically I'm not gonna use this part anyway, so I might just... Here we go. Before I continue with this, let's look at the calipers. As you probably know, this is a hydraulic brake. Nothing wrong with that, but I struggled to get it to work for like 1.5 months. I bought it as a set with the brakes and they didn't even fit to the disc. Like the width of the disc was too narrow, so I had to make another piece. And I tried a lot of things, but in the end, it never really worked. So what I'm going with is simplifying. This is also a go-kart brake, and the way this works is that this has a little lever. When this lever is pulled, these discs move. There's a screw here where you can tighten the default position. This is much more simple, and I can adjust it so it fits to the disc. And if I'm in a race and have brake issues, I can do some quick, simple adjustments and be up and running again instead of having to finagle with this brake. And you always know that it's performance brakes because they're red, like a Tesla. I have it positioned now in a position where I like it. The way I did it is positioned it and then tightened this screw. So now it's stuck and won't move. The big benefit of that is that I know that the caliper is parallel to the disc. This lever will be pulled that way. Maybe I can put it somewhere here, because then I can still kind of pull it forward or up instead of having to bend it too much. Always go 1 to 1.5 rotations forward, then half a rotation backwards. Then you break the metal you cut off, and it makes it much easier. Something I like to do when I cut bolts is I put a knot on it, then I cut it, and then I use the nut and unthread it, and thereby clean up the cut. I don't know if the camera is picking up, but you can see that some of the threads are a little bit bent now. And if I then turn it, I can feel some resistance. Not there. Not sure if the camera could see that. Need to figure out how I will position this, but then I can give it a quick tag. I think I will make sure that these are lined over here. And then I doubt I will drive today, but probably I can drive it tomorrow. The brake caliper is mounted and wired, so let me walk you through what I did. You saw me how I welded the bracket here. It's actually pretty good aligned. Like it rubs a tiny bit, but I think that will self-clear as soon as I drive. When I press it down, you can see it locks. So that is great. Something I added is a spring here, just so it retracts quickly. That works good, and then I have like this little setup here with something pinching the black part of the wire, and I mean it's not something special. I might redo this part, but it works for now. So next up, let's put in the lawnmower. I got the brake pedal mounted, however I'm not quite happy with it, but I will stop for today and continue tomorrow. Just gonna fuel it real quick. I used half a tank of fuel, just testing in the workshop. Battery is in. Let's see if it will start. See if it works better now. brakes a little bit. Guess the easiest will be to take off the wheel. The good thing is, the brakes are actually doing something. I don't know how good they are, but before it gets completely dark, let's just go for a test ride. I probably have like 10 minutes left. Hell yeah! The steering sucks. We were so close for the first test ride. This cable, that's for the steering. It's clearly not strong enough. It attaches to the chain like, I can probably show it on the other side, like this. That's how it used to be. And I also had the feeling it was binding up. I need to check out what that is. One direction was easy to turn to the left, and with the other side I was struggling a lot. The seating position got much worse than it used to. I feel like I'm all the way in the front, like that this machine is tiny. I didn't have that feeling before. If I do like this to push it back, I can still push it back. Yes, it's a little bit harder, so the brakes do a little bit, but not nearly as good enough. I've just been sitting here for the last couple of minutes figuring out what I need to fix and what takes priority. So obviously the steering is a major one. I know that this concept can work, I have seen it work and also work great. However, mine still needs some refinement and that's definitely on the list. The other thing is brakes. They do brake, but do they brake well? No, they don't. I don't really fit on the lawnmower with the seat right now. And I think that is because I positioned the seat differently where it's leaned forward. And another thing is that this side of the fender is actually rubbing when I sit on it. I think it's mainly because of the seat, because the seat is pushing it down. But right now I'm also freezing, like it's getting quite cold. So I should rather start working sooner than later. So let's get that back up and continue work on the brakes. Or cry about it. Since the last clip, a couple of hours passed. I put it back up, removed the reel and so on and tried to look at it, see where the issues lie. And I concluded that a foot brake would be better than a handbrake. So that's what I did. I mounted the old clutch pedal on it and had some old pieces laying around so it wasn't too hard to fit everything. Now I have a beam here. I did something to extend it a little bit and then I can adjust everything from the brake right here. The problem with the handbrakes is that you have to apply a lot of force and you can't travel very far. While with the foot brake that is not an issue. And these are designed for foot brakes and I guess that's why. I didn't make it pretty yet, but you can see this is the old clutch pedal. When I hold this down, I can't turn that wheel. Right now I'm holding my phone, so it's a little bit tougher to demonstrate. But let me set up the other camera and we go for a quick test and see if it works. We're not gonna drive it today, but at least we can make the brakes work. So here we go. I do a little magic trick with the wire, so if I pull here, you can see the throttle is moving. I do that so I can be on this side and then also push the brake. We got brakes. Woo! My throttle thing worked as well. It's really loud, it's really cold. So I'm done for today. I hope you could actually see it working here. The discs are not even that warm, I can still touch them, so that's great. And yeah, small things I did was this spring. That is basically how much resistance does your foot get when applying the brake. Something else I did was this adjustable, which means that this is the default position of when the brake is not applied. And then this one is the adjustable thing, which is the position of when the brake is fully applied. In that sense, quite straightforward. You don't need to bleed brakes with this or anything like that. And it works, so I'm really happy with that. If you watched until now, chances are you like this video, so maybe consider subscribing. But with that, thank you so much for watching and see you in the next episode. Looking forward to it. Bye!